Welcome, Lounge Lizards, to another episode of Legions Lounge, episode 24. My name is Trevor, 1/6 shooter. With me is Nate at Corona4 on the Instagrams. As you know, our friend Bill Drewnowski, Dorkler, our usual co-host, is taking a little time off. Still doing his reviews, though, which are very good. So go check those out. He just put one up for the two MoTU tributes figures, as did our guest tonight. But we got an awesome guest tonight. Big fan of his, and a great guest host as well. A big fan of his.
Indeed.
Sitting in the dork chair tonight, we have a special guest host, royalty, in fact. The purveyor of Steve's art and toys on Instagram, the host of the Not Safe for Work, Not Safe for Children, not safe for everyone, actually. But funny as hell, My Wife Is Going to Kill Me podcast, and occasional YouTube show when Cody shows up. The creator of the God's Fire line, third-party Mythic Legions parts, genetically gifted custom painter. So let's see some swords in the chat and a royal welcome for Lord Steven Bushotee.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I thought the genetically gifted comment was going to be about his hair, but
well, that's nice.
Painting
too,
works too.
God gave me a lot of gifts. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I need to make a confession.
Okay.
To you guys, you know your guys' music.
Yeah.
It gives me anxiety. It makes me feel like something is bad is happening. Like we're at that part in the movie where it's high action, is like there's a bunch of Navy SEALs ascending on my house or something.
Oh, really?
You know, and it gets me kind of freaked out.
Really?
Yeah.
We
I mean, like next time you listen
back lounge music.
No, man, that's suspense music.
Really, like Tom Clancy, like.
Yeah. Maybe it's just because I watched the Terminal List recently.
Well, yeah, maybe. Did it always make you feel like that, or just since you watched the Terminal List?
No, I've been meaning to tell you this for 24 episodes.
Well, it's funny that you should say that, because I was actually looking into expanding the opening, and I'm looking into some sort of like medieval lounge music, which is a really hard thing to find, especially
very niche,
especially royalty free. I mean, I found like Green Sleeves as lounge music, but that sounds like Christmas. Then you're going to be like, it reminds me of Christmas, which maybe is better than reminding you of when the Navy SEALs are going to bust into your house, I suppose.
You think Esquivel ever did anything medieval? Do you remember
Esquivel? Oh yeah. Not that I remember, but you never know. I could check it out.
It's worth diving into. Well, thank you, Lord, for the feedback. We may.
Yeah, man. I'll take it.
All right. Ooh. Glad to be here, guys. Thanks for inviting me.
Blessings
for being here
from the Lord.
Blessings from the Lord. Thank you, Curtis. Curtis is our patron every week. Laura, what?
Ouch!
Wow! Come on, that hurts. His hair is beautiful, though.
My mom says I'm just big boned. All right.
She meant to write PHAT, probably.
Yeah, really? That's harsh. Laura. I'll still take your $4.99, but wow. I'm going to give that right to Steve. So how are you guys? How was your week? How have you been?
Well, I'm fat. So
Terrible.
We know that because Laura just told us. But my week has been great, actually, so far.
Laura says she's joking, Steven.
Oh.
You know Laura?
I don't know if I know Laura unless it's Jeremy's wife, Laura. But I don't know. I don't know if I know Laura.
Okay. Well, she obviously knows you, so I guess she's just playing up to your usual, heel Steve, and she must be watching My Wife Is Going to Kill Me, where you guys are.
Heels have feelings too.
They do. You do. You could step on a sharp tack and hurt.
I bleed.
That's right. They hit him over with the head with a chair.
Yeah.
Do they not
he bleeds. It might be gravy, but he bleeds.
Yeah. I bleed sugar and gravy.
Well, you've been doing some really cool lives on. You've been doing on the Wolf Den, right? The Wolf Den Facebook page.
Yeah. I don't know if they're cool or not, but they're fun.
No, they're really cool, man. I've been watching every one of them, man. It's been fun.
Super cool. Yeah.
Thanks.
Picking up some tricks and tips.
Comment every once in a while, but I just usually have the either the phone turned sideways or something that I'm doing something else on the computer and watching it. So
sure,
stealing all your techniques and learning, Steve.
I'm trying to prove that you're born with it and you can't learn. So I'm going to give you all my secrets, and you're still not going to be able to do it because you weren't born with a gift.
Right. Right. Exactly. So it's really just a tease, basically. It's just like, look, you could do this. No, you can't.
No, you can't. No, I'm going to show you every trick I got.
This is how I do it.
But you're still going to fail.
Well, we appreciate you being here, man. Nate, anything going on? What do you got? Did you get anything new? Did you get either one of you guys get in the Deluxe Legion builders yet?
I have not gotten anything new in yet. No. But I've been enjoying the heck out of seeing people getting theirs and popping and swapping already and taking some great shots and adding some paint to those Legion builders. It's looking really good.
Yeah, was that Noah Pratt just painted up one of the dwarf one, right? That looked great, man. I'm totally stealing some of those. That looked really
for sure.
Good.
Yeah, but and there's already been a handful of recipes. I've taken screenshots of. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing that as soon as I get these figures in.
Yep.
I got my hands on one.
What'd you get?
I have the Gladiator.
Oh yeah.
So,
now how did? Yeah. Oh, what? Travis? No, Travis wouldn't have him yet.
No, I paid
not
big
yet.
bucks.
No.
I paid big bucks. I had to have that one.
If it's bare chested, the Lord needs it.
Got through nefarious days, and no, but yes, and he's really cool.
Yeah. And so I think you weighed in on the skin color, sort of the shiny, sweaty, sunny, suntan, new kind of skin tone, right?
Maybe I did at one point. I know I noticed that, and I opened my big mouth a lot, so it's very possible I said something about it. They do have like a shine to them a little bit, but still great figures.
Yeah. I know a handful.
I think that looks like sweat. I mean, to me, like it felt like a conscious thing. You know what I mean? Like it would just.
It's nice to have a variety. I don't want them all to be the exact same skin tone, but some people said they were going to hit it with a dull coat, and I haven't seen what that's turned out like yet. But
I'm sure that'll look fine too. Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
not that big a deal.
Whatever.
As long as the builders are swappable with each other, which everybody's saying that they are. Mm-hmm. You can take the barbarian pieces and swap them, and it fits and it works. And I think it's great.
Yeah. I can't wait to get them. I guess I must have gone all in gotten a couple all ins, so I'm probably not going to see them until the what's out. Still the ogre scales are still not here, and the
horse and the moose.
The kit.
No,
I'm talking from the deluxe.
Oh yeah, Nate's kit. Yeah,
Nate's kit is not. Yep.
The Noble Barch kit.
Noble Barch. That's right. Noble Barch. All right, we got a couple of news items here. We're going to get to our guest who's waiting backstage. Hopefully, not running out of M&Ms. All Stars 5 is still up for pre-order on Store Horsemen. $385 for the all-in. Go get that. Shout out to our regular patron, our aforementioned patron, Curtis Ackerman. He just did a live with our also friend and another talented MFer, Emma Wickman, on the Wolf Den Facebook page, the aforementioned Wolf Den Facebook page of Wolf King Customs. Fantastic session, watching Emma take a blob, a circle, and a sphere, and make it into this within, I think it was within an hour or so.
It was mind-blowing to watch this live.
It was incredible. Like just piece by piece, little by little, teaching. As much as he could. It's not they said it wasn't going to be a comprehensive lesson on he's using not Blender. What the hell is it? ZBrush. And but there was a lot of stuff that I learned, and I've been thinking about getting into this, and I'm definitely going to hit up Emil for some tips. But it was amazing, and he named it Chit Chat, which was my suggestion.
That was cool, man.
And he did the raised eyebrow, which was my suggestion as well.
Another good call.
I'm going to take about 30% credit for this entire thing. But a couple people won them, including you, Nate, you won an unpainted sculpt?
I did, yeah, because Len
Son of
is
a
the
bitch.
man, and he's generous as hell, and decided
That's
to give
right.
some runner-ups and unpainted. Yeah, so I'm super stoked. Now I
Yeah.
just gotta find. If only I knew some painters.
Yeah.
I could recommend some.
Any volunteers? Yeah, no,
I'd love to paint it. I'm getting
amazing.
one to paint for sure. I'm gonna get one. I love painting dwarves and the beards and stuff. So
for some reason, for me, like when it just started that perfect sphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, is one thing, but when he started adding the eye sockets and the little round eyeballs,
yeah,
to me that even made it seem even more far away from this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, how is that goofy looking thing going to turn into this?
Mm-hmm.
And it was staggering to watch, like real time.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's chatting away and he's answering questions. And Curtis did a great job moderating. It was super
Curtis
cool.
did a great job moderating, man.
Yeah.
Curtis is very good on camera, man, and I can't wait to see him do more of that stuff. And
for sure,
get his, needs to get his own show too.
Right.
We'll get him on here. I want to get him on here. We'll
for
get
sure.
him in the co-hosting chair, maybe. Brick something says, "Wow, I need to check that video out. If it's still available, I believe it is available over on the Wolf's Den Facebook page. So if you haven't joined that, go join that, and it should be there for your viewing pleasure." It was a great session. Jesse, did a great job, man. It was fantastic. Mm-hmm. Great interviewing, great keeping track. As you can see, it's not easy to keep track of the chat.
Yeah.
You did a great job. It's fantastic. All right, so go check that out. Yeah.
Super.
Yeah, who's here? Go ahead. Uh-oh.
It's me and you, buddy.
And it's just Nate. Nate's gone. There he goes. Whoops. Yeah?
I just swiped on my, because I was, whatever. I'm back.
Who's in the chat, Nate? Now that you're back in the room.
I don't want to touch anything now. No, Jonathan was up there. Dave Orkin, says my comment was away. Yeah, he was number one. Mike, what's going on? Michael Woods, Wing or Lose, David Williams. I saw Kevin in there. Chad, we said hi to Brick something already. Jesse, Scott Baker. Steph, what's going on, my man? Johnny number cinco. Yeah, Colin, what's happening? Hey,
Johnny number cinco, what's up, man?
J Mac, Bracu Prime's always with us. Rick Jones, good crew.
Yeah, Ellen Rappaport.
Right on.
Cullen.
I think I covered. Squared. Yep. Sorry if I missed you, but thanks everyone for joining. Yeah.
All right, and that's pretty much it. I think for news, right? I mean, is anything else going on, Steve? Nothing going on over at Wolf King Customs as far as sales go or anything, right? I mean, he's got the chest piece up that we talked about last show, I think, still.
Yeah, I think I just saw that Legion Shop might be having something coming up. That he's got some more
right, I did see something
soft goods coming in from oh shit, now what's his name? It's escaping me.
Max Bird?
Max Bird, yep.
Okay.
Yep, getting some new stuff in from them, and I think some new sculpts and stuff, so keep your eye out for that.
Yeah, that's cool that he's got some stuff from Max Bird because if you've ever ordered anything from Max Bird, it's great stuff. And it is being made. Where is he? Is he in China?
China, I want to say.
It takes a while to get here.
Yeah.
So if they're shipping a bunch over here to have in stock, that would be fantastic because it's great stuff.
That was a good move.
Be able to order it and get it in within a week would be incredible.
Awesome.
Because it's painful waiting for it.
It's great stuff.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. Let's get to our guest. Our guest tonight is a longtime YouTube toy reviewer and an S-rated reviewer in my estimation, in my book. I'll maybe explain that later. Maybe I don't want to even get into that. It was so fucking stupid, but whatever. He's awesome. His reviews are thorough, informative, super helpful, and he does it all without, he's just straightforward. There's no shtick. You know what I mean? He's funny when he needs to be, but it's just which I really appreciate. I think all my top favorite toy reviewers are in that vein. You know what I mean? I appreciate, I Chartimus is great. But I really like people who are just kind of, straightforward.
Yeah, just don't shooting the shit with the guys kind of a person,
Yeah, he's a longtime supporter and collector of Mythic Legions. Recently got to reveal Swig, Goblin from the All Stars 5, and which you can find on his excellent channel right here on the tubes. And you probably already subscribed. If you're not subscribed to it, go after the show. Go and subscribe, or go and come back. That's fine. We'll be here. Please welcome to the lounge, Toy Bro himself, Jared Elswick. Jared.
Hey, what's up, Jared?
How are you, man? How's it going?
I am doing all right. How are you?
Very good, very good. Glad to have you on the show, man. I've been wanting to get you on here for quite a while, and it was great timing with the Swig reveal and all that. Which was very cool. Is that the first time have you done anything like that before? Have you done any of the Marvel things yet?
I did one for Hasbro. I got to reveal Speedball at the beginning of the year.
That's right. Cool. I remembered that. Yeah, I watched that. That was great.
Yeah, that was a big one for me because they were going to, at the time, they actually sort of like switched it on me last minute. They were like, we're not going to give you Speedball because he's really not the draw. Like he wasn't the big figure in the wave, but then they decided you really want him, you can do him. And then they gave somebody else the other bigger figure for the wave. So they they tailored that one to me specifically because
so you wanted to do
looking for him. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The first time I ever did an interview with Hasbro, I specifically asked Dan, Ryan, and Dwight what their most wanted legends were, if they could just have whatever they want. And I said right then and there, I want Speedball. Like I need that figure. And that's
this interview
where that came from. I've sort of silently campaigned for that figure for a while after the fact.
I think I remember that interview because it was an unusual request. Like Speedball is...
Yeah, I think I caught them off guard with that one in particular. Because it's not a major character, and he didn't really get a lot of focus in this wave either. But
yeah, I mean, Boog's always throwing some obscure shit out there, but Speedball was out there, but a good choice, and it was a cool figure too. So that's really cool, man. You've been doing a lot of stuff. You've been doing the Super 7 interviews. You've been getting the Marvel team on. When did you start collecting toys? What was the line that brought you into collecting? I mean, it was just out of the childhood, like something you got at Christmas, or was there something specific you went after?
I mean, there's definitely
started you rolling,
like the childhood aspect of it.
Yeah,
I had a ton of toys when I was a kid. I mean, I had He-Man and I had Thundercats, and I always say that Thundercats is like, I always go back to Thundercats being my thing. But that's not necessarily like a toy thing. The toys thing for me was always Turtles. And that's more of like a timing aspect of it. I was just old enough at the right time to be able to get an ass load of Turtles and not be worried about swallowing all the accessories, that kind of thing. Like they can give me a turtle and not worry about me dying because they gave me an action figure with something that has a small part. So it was Turtles, and then it was Power Rangers, and then various and sundry stuff, but it was always Turtles as the line that like really, really got me. And like, the early Toy Biz X-Men stuff too, like the 5-inch stuff, not Legends.
Yeah.
The vintage stuff.
All your stuff I picked up from did the animated X-Men series get you into that as well? Into the
I read comics too, like, when I was a kid. Okay. So like in elementary school, I was reading comics before the show even started. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, good. I was well versed in X-Men before the cartoon started, even though I was only like 6 years old.
Okay, so then did you enjoy you were young too, but did you enjoy the animated series?
Oh, I loved it.
Oh, okay. See, I read the comic. We were just talking about this before you got on. Nate and I are a little bit older. We were like preteens when that stuff kind of started coming out, and we were like, it was kind of we just missed the cusp of that. Not that I didn't watch a Turtle show or two, and I definitely sat through some Power Rangers, although it kind of, I don't know, as much as I loved, like, guys in rubber suits, and Godzilla stuff, I don't know, it's just something about the Power Rangers like freaked me out. I don't know, it's just like I don't understand this. But like, you are definitely an 80s kid, man. Like, all of the stuff that you review is right down that lane.
Right.
So that's what.
Yeah, like late 80s and early 90s is probably the sweet spot for nostalgia.
So Turtles, MoTU, Thundercats, Power Rangers, Gargoyles, X-Men, Transformers,
all
Dragon
the
Ball.
You can find down our throats right now. Yeah,
exactly, exactly.
All that stuff. Yeah.
You poor bastards, because like I think whoever every day that I don't have to collect Thundercats or Turtles. I mean, I do have a couple turtle figures and stuff, but boy, man, if I was nuts about that, like Steve's a MoTU guy, Steve's a turtle guy. And, on their show every week, they're talking about every reissue of He-Man figures that, I'm like, where do you find room for all this stuff, man? It's all, and as you hear all the time, it's all kind of the same thing that they're just selling you over and over again.
Yeah. They're going to say the same figure until you don't want it anymore.
So how much of a completist are you on that stuff? Are you a completist collector, or are you pick and choose?
I'm unfortunately a completist.
I kind of figured that from watching your stuff.
To a fault. I mean, there's a certain point where I will not, if I've missed something or I came in too late, there might be a certain point where I'm like, I can't justify, I can't justify $500 for an Otho figure because I decided to not buy him in Kickstarter 1. I that ship has sailed. I'm not going to do that. That's fine. I've made my peace with a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, with anything that's current, like if it's a line that's current, I've got it all.
So you choose from among like the turtle stuff. There's several lines, right? So you just you collect them all and everything in them. All right.
Wow, damn, man.
Yeah, you and DeWitt would get along famously.
Yeah, I mean, I've got all the NECA lines. Super 7. I've got the Super 7 stuff. And
wow.
Then it's NECA. So.
What kind of? Because it's hard to get do you have a huge space like for all this stuff, or is this a rotation that you'll do with your stuff?
Well, the space is still not set up yet. So we're in the area that I'm okay showing at the moment.
Right.
It's relatively clean for right now, but it's a decent sized space. I've got half of a basement, and then it's like the walls are all lined with shelves, and then there's 10 Detolf cases in the middle for like a racetrack kind of thing.
Okay. So you probably got about the same amount of space as I have, and it's tight, man. It's getting tight. It's getting real tight.
Yeah, once I get it filled, then I'll realize how much I have that's too much.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
not to that point yet.
On that note, is there a plan for that? Is it just put it in storage, or are you actually have you pared down any of your collection yet? Have you had said like, you know what, I don't need this line, I don't need that specific run or whatever? I mean, is there something? Have you gotten rid of stuff? Have you sold stuff, or you find it hard to sell?
Well, like you said, until it's all out and you can take stock.
I know it's hard. It's hard too. Like it's just.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I'm finding it easier because I'm running out of space. I mean, I just don't have space. But
the idea that
you put it in the sell pile
is something that doesn't compute to me. Like I can't get rid of a whole line. As soon as I get rid of it, I'll want it again.
Yeah, I know.
And like, there's a lot of those lines that like, if I get rid of a line, that's like, it's not feasible to get it anymore. Like I couldn't get rid of MoTU Classics. That's a house right there. Like I can't do that. That's like buying a whole, like a fully loaded car. I'm not going to go out and do that again. I will never be able to accomplish that again.
Yeah.
Stuff like we're at a certain point with some lines that it's you either. I'm just going to die with it, I think is what's going to happen. Melt it all down, make my casket out of it, and shoot me off.
That's a pretty cool idea. Actually, we've touched on this before. I won't go down that morbid line right now, but like, just like, do you care what happens to it after you're gone? But I mean, hell yeah. I mean, if you're just like, I don't care what you do with it, melt it down and make my casket.
I don't
shoot me into space.
I think there's anybody that's going to want to deal with any of this stuff when I'm gone.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to deal with it now.
If I make it that far.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, I want to care. Well, I want it by the time I get that old. Yeah.
That's the other thing. It's not something we generally touch on, but like, do you foresee yourself not wanting to have this stuff around? Or I mean, you can't, right?
I foresee a point in time where I realize that this has gotten way too bad. Yeah, I kind of foresee that.
Yeah, I think you've talked about that in a couple of things where it's just like yeah, it's getting crazy. There's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah. Until then, we just enjoy the hell out of it.
At a certain point, though, like this is the time for the stuff that I care about. This is the time for everybody to make it. You're not going to have your opportunity in 5 or 6 years. The ship will sail on Turtles. That will sail. The ship will sail on Thundercats. It's not going to come back again.
Yep.
So we're going to get into a thing where if toys continue the way they go, we're going to see stuff that I don't give a shit about anymore. Like it's going to get to that point, and it's going to go, and I hope that I won't want that stuff.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to move with the times, because there's gonna be other folks out there that are of my age now that will then want this stuff they had as a kid, and it's not gonna be the stuff that I want anymore. It'll be something. Yeah, it'll be like Ben 10 toys or some nonsense that I don't know.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I wonder though, but I mean, I guess it's at that point it's collecting. It's not even, because I don't know that kids play with toys anymore. I mean, obviously this stuff is marketed to us, or no. I mean, these things are marketed to 40 and 50-year-olds. You know what I mean? Right. Or 35 and 40-year-olds anyway. And I don't see kids picking up any of this stuff. Even like the McFarlane stuff that they make cheap or whatever, and it's just like I never see kids in the aisle. I go to Target, and it's me and a bunch of other 40-year-olds wandering around looking for stuff that people have hidden in the diaper aisle and stuff. There's the kids aren't buying toys, so I'm wondering, like, in 10 years, 15 years, those kids are nostalgic for what? And are they going to want a collectible or are they just going to be collecting NFTs of their favorite, cartoon characters and stuff? You know what I mean? Could be. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting because that is on the way down. Probably it's on the waning end of things with Turtles and MoTU, and I mean Thundercats just kind of came back into the forefront of things. But I mean, there's a finite amount of stuff that you can sell to people that are in that age group that are willing to collect everything under the sun. Although it doesn't seem to stop, really. I mean,
every line has to end eventually.
Yes,
there's no line that goes on forever.
I think
unless somebody comes up with one I didn't think of. I don't know.
What were you gonna say, Steven?
I was just gonna tell. I just experienced this with my daughter, who's 14. We were cleaning out a old storage room yesterday, and she kind of got bit by the nostalgia bug. She found something that she did when she was little, and she was like, "Oh, I got to do this again!" Right? Here it is. Just happens to be in here. It's a keyboard. It's a keyboard that plugs into a computer, and it had a bunch of kids' games. She went crazy. She went and found a pile of discs and actually found the program so she could load this up on the computer and play it like she did when she was 3. That's the kind of things. That's what's going to be nostalgic for kids.
Yeah,
it's not action figures. It's stuff like this.
You know what? The only other thing I can think of is maybe like how vinyl is kind of a cool thing. It's like that's super vintage or retro to a lot of kids. Like, who grew up on digital, like on, Spotify's and stuff like that. And now they're getting into records. So who knows? You never know.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to think though, but I mean, cause like with, let's talk about Mythic Legions, since this is a Mythic Legions show. I know there's some younger kids, usually kids of people who are collecting them already, who kind of get into them. Are those kids are Mythic Legions in 15, 20 years going to be something that people go back to and and look at and on eBay are jumping up in price because like, ooh, remember these things? These are really cool. And there wasn't a lot of the early ones or whatever. Or is it just going to go, it's sad to say we shouldn't be talking about this on a show that's like all about hyping up Mythic Legions, but like it can happen. You know what I mean? I look at my shelf right now and I've got a collection of like 1/6 Walking Dead figures, right? And I've got Game of Thrones figures here. What am I hearing? Sorry. Just hearing somebody in the background. Oh, okay. And like, I mean, the hype for that stuff is gone, and the time to sell it is now because, in 10 years, nobody's going to care about The Walking Dead, I'm thinking, you know what I mean? It's just like they're going to have no value, and you wouldn't be able to give them away. Like, trying to sell like, Beetle Bailey figures, like for the last 10 years. Like, who wants Beetle Bailey, man? Like, the kids don't even know what the hell that is. Nobody cares. So it's weird. It'll be interesting. Even the Marvel stuff, you know what I mean? Is that stuff going to be around? But all right, we're going down a tangent. It's really kind of depressing because it's just talking about how old we are. Let's get back onto other stuff. Speaking of Mythic Legions, what drew you into that line, and was it the MoTU stuff? And when did you jump in on that bandwagon?
I mean, it was definitely it was the MoTU kind of association, at least, because I collected classics, obviously, so that was kind of the segue into Legions, just knowing that they did classics, they're making their own thing.
Yep.
But I didn't, one of my greatest toy regrets is not going all in on 1.0. I couldn't swing it at the time, and
me too.
But I got a handful, so. But I've been in since the beginning, just not as hardcore as I am now.
Right. Yeah, same thing. Oh, look at this. I guess I'm wrong.
They are making Beetle Bailey, yeah.
I mean,
everything.
We got Popeye. We got Popeye from Mezco, so you never know.
Yeah, there you go.
Who the hell knows? It is kind of like vinyl. So you are a completist, but you don't have a complete set of the Mythic Legions figures, and you don't care at this point because just some of that stuff is just
it's too much. I mean, I'd have to give up stuff that I don't want to give up probably to fund that, and
Now, okay, but do you
point where I won't pay, like $500 for an Unkin. That's probably the one I regret the most, is I don't have all the MoTU figures. So
yeah, that's a tough one.
I don't have Unkin, and I'm not going to pay $500 for an orc with orange armor. I'm just not going to do that.
But do you have like extras, backup pieces, that you could trade or sell to make that $500
actually do anything like that?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would think some of the old MoTU stuff or something. I don't know what the prices are on stuff like that, but
I mean, I've certainly got stuff I could swap for it, but it's do I want to do that? And the answer is no.
Right.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've gone down that road. I did shell out for an Otho. It wasn't too bad, but it was painful. I
got some of the older ones that I missed when it was the right time to get them, and that time is gone.
Yeah.
I picked up a few of the bigger named heavy hitters, like I got Gideon, Heaven's Brand, and
that's a big one.
Nice. That's a good one.
And I don't know, a few others that just, now they just command way too much money for just a basic figure. Really, I mean, there's really nothing special about them. They just happen to be old. So
you get to the point with this line where you just look forward, right? I mean, you're happy with what you got, and maybe you'll get something in a in-stock sale or a reissue or a 2.0, but other than that, you just look forward because they keep coming out with amazing shit. So,
plus, if the Horsemen continue suit and give us like the reissues we're getting for Attila and the bad guy, Gorgo, I mean, they're better. They're better than the first release.
It kind of makes up to it, and you don't have to be a completist if you just want those characters, which
does not do the same thing for me, but it helps. Yeah,
I know.
It just makes me want the real one more. Like, if I didn't already have my Gorgo, I would just be pissy that I didn't have both. So I've got the regular one. I'll have the new one.
Do you have Attila?
Funny.
What's that?
Do you have the first Attila?
I have the All Stars version.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean that's the good thing. I mean, they have said that Otho's not going to be an all-star. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, maybe they'll do that. You never know. I don't know. They said they won't, but I don't know why. I don't know why not. I don't know why you wouldn't put that out there as an option. I mean, it's just a tough figure to get for people, and he's a kind of a major character. I mean, I know we'll get a 2.0, but yeah, it's not the same. How many are you missing at this point? Do you have any idea? Have you kept track?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. Only maybe 10.
Do you keep a spreadsheet? Do you have like a spreadsheet of everything you have? No.
Does it bother? Does it bother you?
All up here,
yeah. Does it bother you? If
Give it enough time, I can tell you what I've got.
Okay. What's that,
Steve? Does it bother you if you're missing gold skeleton Legion builder.
I'm not missing one, but it would bother me. Yeah,
it would. Okay, even Legion builders would.
Yeah, it's just anything. If
me too.
An entry in the line, yeah, it'll bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and cheers to Steph.
Thank you, man.
On. Big thanks.
Thank you, man. Yeah, cheers to Bygone Legions. Thanks, Steph.
Out for, yeah.
Steph was our guest host last show. It was awesome to have him on. Yeah, I get you, man. It's you know, it's just a need. It's a bug to get them all. But and do so. Okay, in that vein, do the reissues. Are you not going that deep, right? Like if you get
I'm not
All-Star, you're okay with the All-Star, and you're fine with that. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, sometimes we don't exactly know how different they're going to be until we get them in hand. So
true enough.
And it's just minor stuff. I don't worry about that.
I haven't seen a lot aside from the Templar Knights that had the gold detail on the Legion builders, like the first time out. I think it was the first time out, or was it this? Yeah, I think it was the first time out. I haven't seen a lot of people detailing what the differences are between the All-Stars.
It's little like minor nitpicking
variants.
Like it's really small stuff in the grand scheme of things. The Templar's the big one though, right?
Yeah.
I'm just waiting. It's like not much else.
I'm just waiting for somebody
something different, but it's like a finish or something. It's a little bit different about him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting for somebody to start putting that stuff together. You know what I mean? Because of what they're commanding in the secondary market. Is it going to get to the has such something different about them that you know, somebody's going to say like, oh, you got to have both of them. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the Luke Scott, the detailing that they do for the 70s Kenner figures, or even I'm sure the MoTU figures have books like that dedicated to what the differences were between some of the releases and stuff like that. So I haven't seen anything like that yet from anybody, but it'd be interesting because I haven't gone that deep. I haven't taken the time to really look at them. I just noticed that Templar thing because I think Bill brought that up actually.
Yeah.
Bill says, I think the re-release makes the figures better. Joints, etc. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm fine getting an All-Star in place of a classic, 1.0 figure. I don't need that. Not 1.0 in terms of Mythic Legions, but the first round,
sure.
The first wave, the second wave, whatever. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's some. Oh, hey, thanks, Will. Remember, version 2 figures would push off the originals like Otho, and that 10-year anniversary is coming up, so who knows? It's Gerard?
Who knows? Oh, we know. Gerard knows.
Oh, okay.
And who knows?
Oh, who knows? It's Gerard. Yeah, I could see
Gerard knows. Yeah. And OMK, right, Steven?
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah. That's true. We had the 10th anniversary is coming up. That's crazy,
isn't it?
That's crazy. That could be interesting.
Yeah,
for sure.
Plus, I wonder, we're with the game, the tactics. We've only got one wave of figures, from them. Who knows what they're going to do next too? That's a whole other thing.
Yeah, I suppose it goes, along how the game is going and how the game's going to do to see what comes out of that. I think that's going to kind of open up the lore for people, even if they don't play the game. I think it's going to be interesting to. You have any interest in that, Jared? I mean, is it like?
I don't know that I'll get around to playing the game. Like, I'm definitely interested in the lore aspect of it.
Yeah.
But finding time to actually play a strategy game is few and far between currently. So
I know.
Well, me too. Jared, so do you do much customizing or popping and swapping with Legions, or?
Sometimes, like I have a big problem when I do it. Like I never put them back. Like it's like I pop them and swap them, and then I'm like, okay, I'll get to them eventually. So like the ones I did like for your photo contest months and months ago, never took them apart. That one never took
still got this guy
right here. It's like just sitting with me right here.
No way.
It's just I'll do it. I'll do it.
This is a good one, man.
I'll put it back together because I need my Sir Ignatius back into normal. This is the only one I got. I've got four blue demons around here, but I only got one Ignatius, and he needs to be back together, and I just haven't done it. So
maybe that's going to be
do it and then leave it alone for a while.
A good enough reason for you to get tactics because you can do all your popping and swapping digitally.
Do it virtually, yeah.
Right.
There you go. This is a really nice one, man. I remember this got into
that was a
finals for
short
sure.
list.
This is a really good combination of colors. I really like this one. This was cool.
Yeah, that was just like a random one. I was just like, these might look good, and then I just mashed them together. So
now it's very
no thought went into that whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah. The other half of him sits on my desk. So the Ignatius with the
opposite.
I have like an opposite version because they fully swap basically. So I've got the opposing parts on my desk with an Ignatius with the tabard from which one is that? Zazar.
Mm-hmm.
And then
is that right in front of you? You got it right here?
No, he's
okay.
The other side of the house.
All right, gotcha. Yeah, Frosty for sure. Yeah, it was really cool. I like that one. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think that introduced a lot of people into that whole thing. But do you do any painting or anything like that? Have you gotten into the third party pieces really. Or anything?
I mean, I'll get I'll get some custom stuff and have people do it for me, but
yeah,
I do not have a painter's hand by any means.
Yeah, and I gotta say, like, you're on the precipice of like, what are you? Almost 26,000 subs on YouTube. Which is
this week
crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. That's an accomplishment. If you have not tried to start a YouTube channel, you have no idea what that takes, man. Like just to get enough interest in people watching it to get 100, 500, 1,000. It's a lot of work, man. And then you're editing. I mean, I'm doing a lot of live here, but I have some that I edit, and wow, that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot more. I think it takes a lot more time than people think it is, and I consider. I mean, my stuff is pretty simple by comparison to other folks. It does take a lot of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's not just to sit down, do it, and be done. It takes a while.
Let me tell you, like, you say that like what you're doing is pretty simple, but I've tried to. I tried to do some. I've been doing some like shoot and reviews. So I'll do a review. A little like a very rudimentary review, and then really it's more about shooting the figure. That's hard, man. That's not easy. Like just getting the shot, keeping things in focus, and I mean, you got it down now, but it's still, you're going through it and you're just doing it off the cuff, and
I don't.
Then you get back and watch it, and you're
like my first thoughts on a figure, essentially.
Really, you don't edit a lot.
I don't do a lot of
cutting and
preparation for it. I'll spend a little bit of time with it, and then that's we're gonna do it.
Well, I mean, practice makes perfect because you're really good at it. But like, I'll start talking about stuff, and like, I'll go and whack and watch it, and I'm like, I've talked for 5 minutes about the leg. I'm like, what am I doing?
I have that. I still have that problem. So there's plenty of I've been talking for like 8 minutes and I've not said anything. So
I don't know. You keep it pretty succinct.
Yeah, they're good.
You stick to the subject, man. It's good. They're really good. They're really good, concise, and good. Just thoughts about the figure. Pulling out things that I might not have thought of, might not have noticed, that really make a lot of sense. So I really enjoy your reviews for sure.
Yeah, great. Jared, I got to ask, where did the signature orange background?
Good question, Nate. I had that down on my
list. I knew we were going to go down that road. So
I'm sure you've been asked a million times, but I haven't heard. So
I haven't heard it either.
It's not an exciting story, but. I mean, it was essentially just like, I mean, I did kind of what everybody else did to start with. I had just normal colors. Like I did like a black background at one point. I did like a white background. Like it was just incredibly boring to me. And they all sort of blended into the background. And before we lived in this house, I had, in the other house, previous house we lived in, I had another room for toys. And I was like, I'm going to get super weird with it. I'm going to paint it a crazy color. And I went bright orange in that room. And for a while, because I moved all of my stuff into that room to film, I'm like, I'm just going to shoot it against this wall, and I don't have time for this right now. We're just going to shoot it against this wall, and we're going to do it. So I did it, and I got a lot of people asking, "What the hell are you doing? Why is it orange?" And then a lot of people like, "I remember this because it's orange."
That's the key.
So nobody else had an orange background, so I did. It's only ever a problem when I have like a translucent orange figure to deal with, and then I'm like, maybe I just won't review that one, but. Otherwise, it's just sort of stuck, for better or worse. Sort of stuck.
You got that Cosmic Legion orange figure.
Yeah,
are you getting into
that? Figures are just fine. Like my orange is not the same as other oranges, so it doesn't blend into the background. And sometimes it's just like, well, that won't work. and we'll come back another day. So
was it an orange based on anything, or you just said I'm just going to get crazy?
No, I was just like, I want something wacky in this room. I don't want a white room. I don't want a gray room. I don't want I don't want it's a toy room. I don't want a normal color. I'm going to paint it orange.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I do like that is the key, man.
Reasoning behind it, but
it's become your look now, and I mean, it's super instantly identifiable.
It's become like my trademark
signature.
Yeah.
It's tough to get that kind of stuff too. You know what I mean? Like the Fush has got blue. You know, Robo's got blue.
And even they didn't have blue for a long time. For a long time, they were green. And
that's true.
So
that's true.
It's something that like eventually it'll just sort of stick.
Something sticks, and you got to go with it. Yeah, I remember Bill telling us about his background being like some sort of like grill that he found in the garbage or something like that. It's like a car filter or something like that. That's like that's his background.
Like the pattern
you recognize it.
Now.
Yeah. And you
it's like a diamond.
He's shown what it was before, and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was
like that is not at all what I thought it was.
Like that. I can't remember what.
But it works.
Was. Yeah, it does, and it's memorable. But orange is definitely memorable. So that was a good call on your part. So do you? What's the other question I had? Do you have something that I wanted to go off on that question? But in terms of like, I hesitate to bring this up. What's your? It's just that everybody's talking about it, and if you don't want to talk about it, this stupid. I'm not even. Yeah, this tier list that this guy did. I mean, it's a blatant, YouTube. It's just a leaf blower, man. He's just trying to get some, views. Now, I think he just went and did something about the lines and ranked those, and like Hot Toys got a D or something. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, so it's just for views and stuff like that. But I mean, what's your thought about that? Did it? I mean, not in terms of like.
At first, I didn't really pay it any mind, and then I kind of like jumped. I found when I finally found that it was a real video, because I just started seeing like people posting pictures of it. I'm like, is it real? Like, what is it? Because it only had a few people on it, and I could see that I was on it. I'm like, well, obviously I'm interested now.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I have to know what it is now. And then I found that it was a real video, but like, I don't really care. Like, it's somebody's opinion. Like, what? I don't really care.
Yeah. First of all,
I mean, I guess I'm happier being in the middle of the pack rather than not being on it at all. Like, me, that's great. You've heard of me,
True enough.
That's fine. But it's the same thing that like when I do like a top 10 video at the end of the year that nobody has ever once agreed with. I don't care. It's just my list. Like, you can like it. It's just to watch. Just enjoy it or don't watch it. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't really put much stock in that kind of stuff because it's nothing's like there's nothing fact based there really. I mean. No, I didn't agree with a lot of his. I didn't agree with a lot of his rankings, but
no, me neither.
I'm fine with it.
It doesn't really bother. It is somebody's opinion. It's fine. It was interesting in that I think that's the first time instead of talking about toys, somebody was actually talking about people and what they do and I mean for some people, not for you, but it got a little vicious and it's just like I don't know. That's
there were some that seemed kind of weird and some rankings really that definitely seemed kind of odd, but like.
I mean, people aren't doing it anymore.
Really matter. It riled up a whole bunch of people, though. So I don't know if he was going for that, but if he did, it worked.
Got him some views, so I think he's sticking with that. That seems to be his thing. Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. So yeah. All right. Enough about that guy because I don't really want to talk about it in the first place. If you had to pick one line today to keep or to collect going forward, what would it be? Say you had to get rid of everything but one line. I can see the pain on your face.
Really I think about this every now and then. Like, I really don't know. Like, there's an answer that I have in mind, but I know that some people won't agree with it because they'll think that it's not coming from a place of truth.
Mm-hmm.
But probably Super 7 stuff, Ultimates, because they have. Just to be like as clear as possible, they literally have every license I've wanted in toy form for a very long time. Okay. And it goes back to what I said earlier, Thundercats. I've wanted that Thundercats line since whenever in 2015 that Mattel announced they were doing it and then shit the bed and killed it. So, I mean, they're bringing out the line that I've literally been waiting for the better part of a decade.
Mm-hmm. And you still have to wait a while because Super 7 Ultimates take a while to get out. But yeah.
But that, I mean, it would be something between like that or Figuarts.
So would it be Thundercats then? If you had to,
if I had to pick a specific property, it'll be Thundercats. Yeah,
Thundercats.
I'd get rid of everything else. It'd be Thundercats.
Wow. So what hit you about Thundercats? So is it just the time I mean, you watched it? And
I watched it as a kid. I mean, I had the toys were around when I was a kid, but I was too young for them. And by the time I was old enough, they were kind of gone. But like my parents did everything they could to get me toys.
Okay.
So it was like a thing to like get him these toys. You know, I was still watching it in reruns. You know, I had the Thundercats like TV tray. I had the Thundercats underwear. I had all of it. I had Thundercats everything. It was just my thing. Like I just latched onto it. And I mean, I had like VHS tapes that my mom recorded off the TV that I had when I was when it was long gone. That was the only way I could watch it. And then it finally came back, and then it came back with a new show, and I was super into that line, even though it was not the greatest. But I did everything I could to like support that line when it came back, and it was just like the best thing ever when Mattel announced it. Like I cannot tell you how happy I was when Mattel announced they were doing Thundercats. It was just like the best news I'd ever heard in my life.
So I can see it now, man. This is a series of ups and downs that this is an emotional roller coaster you've been on since the 90s, man. That's
I mean, I've wanted these figures, and we're really close to having a good line. You know, we're there.
Yeah.
We just need to get a few more out. And
Super 7s are fantastic, man. I have no connection with the Thundercats. I mean, I did watch it, but I didn't connect with me. But that transparent one that just came out, that looks pretty cool, man.
The Tigra?
Yeah, the Tigra.
I've been waiting for that one.
Yeah, that looks damn cool.
He's my favorite Thundercat, so that's that's his power. That's his. So it makes for a perfect exclusive too. So
I expected Jaga before him, but I'll take them both.
Oh, the way Brian's talked is that Jaga is going to be more important than an exclusive. So we should see him in the main line, is the way I understand it.
Nice.
Because that's the more important one. Jaga is ghost for 99% of the show.
Yep.
So he's the one you think of.
Agreed.
The question is, how are they going to do him? Are they going to do Jaga from the intro where he's like clear blue, or are they going to do Jaga from the show where he's basically just like a faded version of his normal self? And I think they're going to do like a clear blue thing. But
I think they'll do both.
Yeah, they probably will try to do both. That makes the most sense from a business standpoint. So maybe we'll have a blue one that's an exclusive somewhere, and then the ghost one as the main line or something.
Yeah. Sounds like our Hagnons.
I mean, when I talked to Brian before San Diego, he's like, it's just a matter of where are we going to slot him in.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, there's a lot of Thundercats, man. Tiger Sharks. Oh God, wasn't Tiger Sharks supposed to come out? Didn't somebody do a line of them? They're almost like statues or something like that. No, that was Street Sharks, not Tiger
Street Sharks. Yeah,
Street Sharks. Yeah, that's right.
Street Sharks is Mattel thing, so if they're coming from Mattel.
Right.
So Jared
You're into Silverhawks?
Silverhawks?
Yeah.
I love Silverhawks.
All right. Okay.
I never had them as a kid, though.
Go ahead, Nate. Sorry.
I was just going to ask, so besides your connection with MoTU getting into Legions, have you always had like a fantasy kind of love? Did you play Dungeons and Dragons? What's the other draw there for you?
I mean, just the fantasy stuff in general. I mean, like I love Lord of the Rings. I like Conan the Barbarian. I wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons as a kid, but I didn't have anybody that wanted to play it with me. So
same with me.
Like, stop. There's nowhere to go after that.
Yeah. You had the books and everything, but no one.
Yeah, I had some of the books, and like I knew about it, but like I could never find anybody that would do it with me. So like,
same here.
I didn't have enough.
My friends that played like Magic the Gathering and stuff like that with me, but we didn't get into. They didn't want to do Dungeons and Dragons. So.
Oh, that's true. That was your era. Was Magic the Gathering, man? When you guys were preteens and teenagers, that was the shit. That was the same with me, man. I read all the books. I couldn't wait to play this game, and couldn't find anybody to play with me. Just didn't have enough nerdy friends, I guess. I don't know. Thought I had a lot of nerdy friends, but they just weren't into Dungeons and Dragons. Are you excited for the Lord of the Rings TV show, or are you trepidatious about that?
I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I'll be excited when I know it's good. I'm definitely going to watch it the minute I have the time. Like the minute I can sit down and just soak it in, I'm there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The new Game of Thrones that spinoff comes out like any day now, like in 4 or 5 days, I think.
Yep. I think it's next week. I hear really good things about that, man. I'm hearing that they upped, believe it or not, they upped the budget. The dragons look fantastic, and everybody who's seen it says that the acting's really good and the story is not as complex as Game of Thrones. As many, I think they learned from not throwing as many people in there, which weren't even half the people that were in the books.
Right.
But just from an ease of entry standpoint, I think it's going to be
cool,
better, and it looks really good. I hope it's great because
same.
Sadly, as much as I love those books and as much as I love that series up until the last couple of seasons, just kind of let me down. I'll give it time once the season's done. Yeah. Okay. 821 for House of the Dragon. So cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Good question here, and we talked. I talked a little bit about this. Are you coming out to LegionsCon?
It's looking like a yes at this point now. Yeah.
Where in the country are you?
I'm in Kentucky.
You're in Kentucky. That's right.
Okay.
Down south. Yeah, that's not far. It's not far. You got to come, man. It's great. It's fantastic. I mean,
I need those exclusives. That's the big reason. So. Go across and get some exclusives.
That's true. That's true. You can't live without that. Yeah,
you got to get the alpha right here from Lord Steven.
Right. That's right, Lord Steven. That's right. I mean, we didn't even talk about that, Steve. I gotta get you guys on because I know it's the only way Pete is ever going to watch the show. So I'll have to get you guys on to talk about the exclusives closer to LegionsCon. But yeah, it's a great show, man. It was great last year, and this year just being in the hotel and
2 days worth,
just being LegionsCon is gonna be incredible. The stuff there, the deals that you'll get on the straight from the Horsemen with the Mythic Legion stuff is incredible. You could pick up another Sir Ignatius, so you could keep your custom and not have to worry about it.
Just all the third-party artists, and it's just mind-blowing to check that work out and be able to get it and meet them, and it's awesome.
Yeah, just great people.
And just the community. Yeah, that's the best part for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about Willow. There's Willow coming out too.
Oh yeah. That's still got a ways, right?
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. They showed a lot of it at Celebration though, so looks like it might maybe the end of the year or the early next year. Are you getting into Cosmic or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I've been waiting for Cosmic since before it was called Cosmic Legions. Yeah.
Really?
Right. And seeing those
or whatever they were calling it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Galactic Legions.
Before it was real, yeah.
Right. Steven, you said you got to see him and hold him in person, but just seeing the pictures from
they look so cool
at PowerCon, I mean, oh my God, this just upped the hype, again, exponentially,
So good, man.
Did you get to you were at PowerCon. Did you get to play with those at all, or did they let you
No, I wasn't around when they had it open to play around with it. I got to hold the prototypes at last year's PowerCon though.
Okay.
The first ones.
Okay. Yeah, those were.
That's different than seeing the actual test shots.
Yeah, those were super brittle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just put these down. Yeah.
Those Sphexians. I don't even think those made it to the table.
They were falling apart at the show, so they were just sitting on a different table. So you could see them, but they didn't want anybody to mess with them because they were falling apart.
I cannot wait to just pick them up at LegionsCon. That was probably not my biggest regret about not going to PowerCon, but I really wanted to hold those things and have the wings because they were a nightmare on the table, man. I just wanted to see because I knew they were going to be great, but my God, I was cursing those every 5 minutes.
Just seeing how they're posing and holding the rifle. I mean, everyone's seen the pictures and talked about it, but it's
the holding of the rifle on those like grunts is pretty wild. I think that set people straight on a few things. Like they're able to correctly shoulder a rifle, and they look really good. They're holding it just perfectly.
It almost
and still hide the articulation very well.
Yep.
Yeah. It almost looked like a double joint, but it's not a double joint.
It's not.
Nope. And I've never found a problem trying to get I just I did a shot with a bowman, and you can still get them. It takes a little more work to get it into a natural pose sometimes when you've got stuff like that going on, but it still works. And I understand. They've always said that they wanted the aesthetics to look good over having the weird joints and stuff. I know Eric's not a fan of that stuff, but I don't have any problem with it. They're still fantastic. And everybody I give it to, I was just watching a live today on IG. Who the hell was it? I forget. But it was a guy that I met at up at Sir Dork's toy photography convention that he had upstate, and I sold him on a barbarian builder because he kept coming over, and I'm like, dude, just get it, man. Just get
it's
it.
The best one to get into it too.
Just get it. And he got it, and he literally went over to the desk, and at the end of the day, he opened it up, and he's like, dude, these are so cool. I got to get more of these things. I'm like, I know. I told you. You just got to open one and start playing with it.
You got to get your hands on it. Yeah. Makes a bit of a difference. Yeah. When I was at PowerCon, I mean, I went with one of my friends came with me, and he basically only buys Star Wars stuff. That's his focus. And he very much sticks to it for the most part, with some outliers. But he got a couple Legions because he loves MoTU as well. That's like his other thing. If he's got another thing, it would be MoTU right now.
Okay.
He got some of the older stuff that they had. Like he got Dragul. At my recommendation, get Dragul. That's like the best one. Get it.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot of bang for your buck on that one. And he got somebody. Oh, he got Chronaw too. So.
Oh, cool.
And he's not like a Legions convert or anything. He's like, I get why you like these so much now.
Yeah.
Okay. You go. Yeah.
He's not running out to get them.
And you'll understand.
Do you have a favorite species of Legion skeletons?
Always skeletons.
Yeah. Now, why the skeletons?
I just like skeletons. Like it's not much deeper than that.
Okay.
For me, it's always been like line. I like what they do with the skeletons, though. Like I like like the colored ones. Like I like Clavian and Keltis and Scaphoid.
Yeah.
I like the I don't know the goofier kinds of skeletons. Like the really weird ones. I really like those. Brother Mandibulus is a really solid figure. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Brother Mandibulus is great.
Yeah. So you got to be psyched about this upcoming G-Cons then, right?
Yeah. There's going to be some skeletons for that. It's all death, man. It's
for sure.
Great. Can't wait. There you go. Mike's on board with the skeletons. Yeah, for me, it was always just like seeing the Ray Harryhausen things. And I mean, I'm not that old, but like I saw them as a kid, like on Channel 6 or whatever. And the skeletons fighting, Sinbad, it was like, wow, that's so cool, man. I want toys like that. And you could never get a skeleton that looked that cool. You know what I mean? When back then, and they nailed it, man. They did a great job. I mean, I actually have. I meant to bring this up and thank Bill for. Thank Bill for bringing this up. The Golden Axe dead frames that were $65 on.
That was a huge thing. I just got mine in yesterday too. Speaking of Harryhausen, have you guys been watching the ILM's special? Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It's great.
Really, really cool. And they actually got George Lucas to talk a lot, which was amazing.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Jason the Argonauts. Yeah.
Great.
Thanks, Curtis. Yep. Harryhausen is fantastic, man. Just great stuff. And that's what got me into the skeletons too. I think it was the skeletons at first. It probably still is the skeletons for me. I really like them. They just look so cool in groups. But is there a favorite figure overall in Mythic Legions that if you had to grab one?
If I had to grab one, I would probably grab one like based on rarity rather than anything.
Yeah, everybody asked me that question. Like, if there was a fire and you had to grab your favorite 1/6 figure or whatever. Like, I'm going for the expensive ones, man, that I can't get anymore. I can't replace. It's like it's just right. Logic, So.
Yeah, I'd probably run out with like a Celtic like that if I was grabbing something that had like a lot of value and was also a figure that I just legitimately love. Like it'd be
Yeah.
But on any given day of the week, like my favorite figure currently, it might change tomorrow, is Belphegor, though. I absolutely love that figure.
He's awesome. I do too.
Everybody, I
want that configuration in every color of the rainbow. I want them all of them.
That was the underrated, understated hit of that line, I think, man, that figure. I thought he was cool looking when I saw him for the first time at G-Con. But Arethyr was like with all the transparency and stuff.
I think he's far even more evil looking than Arethyr. I think he looks like a big bad to me.
I think so.
I put the red wings on him and I've got him posed up like that. He's so cool. I love that collar that they gave him.
that they have on the.
Of course, he's got extra hands, and he's got a whole lot going for him.
Yeah, he sure
I
does.
have not shot him yet. Nate, did you shoot him? You did.
I
right?
have, yeah, a couple times. Yeah, that sculpt is killer, man.
It's all about that head sculpt. It's that like accentuated skull and like all those cracks with like that blue wash in it to make it sort of like glow almost.
It's that almost legend demon.
Right. That's what it is. Yeah, it reminds you of darkness from Legend. Yeah,
for sure. Yep. Yeah. Belphegor is the Starscream to Erathon's Megatron. Okay. Yeah, that's well put.
Leave it to Steph. That's funny.
Belphegor was the first Legion ever opened. Immediately walked back to the table and bought more figures. That's great. That's awesome, man. Somebody had a question up here. Where the hell? Yeah, Tim Curry from Legend. Are you a G.I. Joe collector?
I collect classified.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
You go in,
which is weird because I never collected G.I. Joe as a kid.
Right.
Huh.
Okay.
Never. I don't know that I had a single one. I can't remember having one as a kid. I have a few that I don't know where they came from.
Yeah.
I have a few vintage figures. I couldn't tell you that I had them as a kid, but they are in my bins of vintage toys that I had that came from my childhood. I don't know whose they were.
Sometimes shit just made it over. Like I think your friends came by to play and stuff, and just somebody's like Fisher Price man would end up in your toy box or whatever, or your G.I. Joe or whatever. Are you getting the his tag?
Yes.
Yeah. You're not. Are you? Well, you are a legend. You are a Marvel Legends collector too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you're not completist there though.
No, because I get a lot of it, but I don't do MCU.
Okay.
So that takes a big chunk out of it. If it's Marvel, it's going to be comic stuff.
Okay. Galactus, you're on board.
I got 2 of them.
Sentinel.
Don't ask me why. I just have 2 of them.
I know, me too. I don't know why either. I got 2 Sentinels too, and I
have 3 Sentinels. And 2 of them I've never even opened. So
I know I haven't opened the second one either.
So
I don't know what's wrong with me, man. I got to stop.
I know I've seen you do reviews on Star Wars stuff. Black Series and SH. Mm-hmm. Are you a completist with any Star Wars lines?
I was for a while, at least with Black Series.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten to a point where like they put out stuff that I don't want anymore.
Yeah,
I can't remember. I think like around the time like Solo came out, like that movie and that wave came out. I'm like, I don't need half of this stuff. I just don't. I didn't need a young Han Solo, and I didn't need a different Chewbacca that was basically the same Chewbacca on my shelf.
Yeah,
right.
And they've gotten to the point where like there are certain things that I just legitimately don't. I won't buy them anymore.
Yeah, I think that's the same time that hit me.
$30 exclusive that's hitting targets. I'm not going to buy that.
No, because it says Boba Fett, it's $40.
Yeah.
I think that's about the time I got kind of saturated with it too. I actually did buy some of those Solo figures, and I some of them I haven't even taken out of the box because I'm just like I
ended up with that Solo and that Lando, but I think I got them for $5.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's like when I was like, I'll get them now. I think it was like at Celebration a couple years ago, like Dorkside's booth. They had them for like $5. They had like sure, I'll give you $5 for these.
Yeah, and I ended up getting like the Jon Favreau Heavy Mando because I had the Trapper Wolf, and I'm like, I don't need either one of these really. I don't really.
Yeah, I did the exact same thing, and that's like my current reaction. Like I don't need either of them.
It's not even in my hand yet, and I'm like, the other one's just sitting on a shelf in the box.
But it's like I have Filoni and I have Lucas, so like I gotta have him too.
Right.
But I don't know that I have a place for them on a shelf. Like I don't know that I need them on a shelf.
That actually probably would be a cool display. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
But I'm not taking Lucas out of the package. I only got one of that, so he's sitting in the package.
It looks a lot better in hand than I thought it was going to. I thought the head sculpt was weird for
the Lucas one
renders, but it looks better in post.
It looks pretty good. Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Braku.
Thank you. Appreciate you hanging out. Yeah.
All right, thanks, man. I'll see you on the next chat that I run into you on. Yeah, I've kind of had it with Black Series, and I'm actually looking at stuff that I've got that I think I'm just going to start to get rid of. And somebody actually contacted me today about some of the stuff I'm selling, and they're like, "Hey, you want to trade for some Black Series? I'm getting rid of all my Black Series for Mythic Legions." I'm like, that's kind of what I'm doing too, man.
You're asking the wrong guy, yeah.
Except I'm getting rid of both of them, so not entirely, but just all my extras and stuff like that. So, yeah. So what's next? You're just, I mean, you stick to the reviews. Have you thought about ever doing any lives or anything like that? Or that's just not your thing? You don't want to?
I've tried a few times, and mostly it comes down to just like
time.
Not time. Yeah. Like I ended up not having enough to like talk about.
Yeah.
Or like I think I don't. And then I would like end up rambling on forever and ever about the same stupid shit. But you know, it comes down to like if I'm gonna spend that time, like I have like a mountain of stuff that I could be actually reviewing, and like I feel like my time is better served doing that.
True enough. Yeah.
That's like how I play with my toys, really. Like that's what I do with them. Like I do that, and then I kind of move on.
Exactly.
Until I put them somewhere and, you know, do something else with them. But like when I get them, like my first thought is I'm going to film this thing. So
yeah, that's, I mean, I think with Nate and I, it's like, it's the photography, man. It's like, that's the way I play with it. I feel bad sometimes when I don't get to one that I haven't shot, which is quite a lot of
I've got a lot of stuff that like, it's like, I haven't opened it because I was going to review it and then I never did. It's like, when am I going to touch that? Like I've got literally like a Mezco collection waiting for that kind of attention, basically.
Wow.
Because I never get around to it, mostly because Mezco stuff takes forever to film because they have 8,000 accessories.
So many pieces.
It takes like 2 hours.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
I'll let The Amazing handle Mezco, and I'll kind of bow out of those. It's got to be something really exciting that makes me want to jump in to do it. So that's far between.
And that's interesting too, because you do a lot of stuff that you know, well, I mean, everybody gets to something, but it's cool that you kind of have a channel that you go, and then I didn't realize that you haven't done any. Have you done any Mezco? Have you done any?
I've done a couple. I did.
Okay,
I've done both Baron Benz.
Did Conan? Did you do Conan?
I did Conan.
Oh,
yeah, like
Conan. That's right. You did
like the ones that like I really, really, really want. And like I was super over the moon for Baron Benz. I'm like, he's one of my favorites. So I jumped into that one, and then I think I did the Tectonic one as well, and I did Conan because it's Conan. I got to do Conan.
Freaking
and like
amazing,
I'm waiting for 2.5. That was the first Mezco I ever ordered.
Oh wow!
Wasn't the first one I ever owned.
Right.
But like, I ordered him, and then it's like, oh, well, here we go. So you know, I ordered him, and then I went back and found a Space Ghost, and that started it.
Oh, nice. Did you pick up Death Dealer?
Space Ghost was the one I really wanted, and he was so hard to get for a while, but I found this crazy deal on him. Like, well,
nice.
Let's do this now. So,
did you get Death Dealer? You got Death Dealer coming?
Oh yeah,
I figured.
And I've got Solomon Kane on pre-order too. Yeah, any of that kind of stuff, I'm down for that. Yeah. Cool. But as far as Mezco goes, I pretty much only stick to like that's licensed, but I stick to the majority non-licensed stuff.
Yeah. I don't get into
that kind of stuff. I've got like the Crow coming, like the non-mainstream licensed stuff, I guess is the best way to say it. And then all the Rumble Society, because I like that stuff.
Yeah,
it's all different.
Start to finish, what does it take you to get a review done? Like started, edited, maybe not uploaded, but just like, is it hours?
It kind of depends on what it is. Like if it's say using like a Mythic Legions as an example, I can burn through those really easily. Like I can easily do a Legions for some reason. Like I have like a groove I can get in. I know exactly. It's because I know what to expect. Like there's no surprises with them.
Right.
They're all for better or worse. They're very much the same.
Yeah.
So it's all about what's different about this figure compared to the rest of the line, or how have they used these parts in a new way that I focus on versus, well, here's how the elbow bends, or here's what it can do or what it can't do. It's a Legions, you know what a Legions does.
Right.
I can run through that really quick. I mean, you know, if it's a Legions, I can do a Legions review in maybe half an hour and be done. You know, the video is going to be less than that, but that's me, you know, screwing something up because I never do it all in one take. It's hard to get it right. I inevitably will finish something and then remember something. I should have put that in there, or I'll figure something out because, you know, half of these figures need to come with instructions these days to know that this does this, or this unadvertised thing is actually in the figure, and you have no idea about it until you find out, or someone tells you in your comments that you didn't know about this. Well, how am I supposed to know that?
Yeah.
The way that I thought it was going to break it, so I didn't find out that it did that.
Right,
and,
true enough. Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing happens. But yeah, when it comes to like a Legions, I can have like a Legions figure probably fully done, edited, and like rendering in an hour.
Wow, that's incredible. That's fantastic, man. That's great.
But other stuff takes longer. Like a figure arts is going to take longer. A Mezco is going to take exponentially longer. Stuff that I need like comparisons for, or like go back and get vintage figures for, like when I do a Super 7 Turtle and I need to get, every Leo that's ever occurred that I have, like do that kind of stuff. That takes a lot of time. Yeah. So there's other times like preparation involved too that I guess I don't really account for, or like I need to, like when I was doing the PowerCon exclusives, I could not for the life of me figure out where my Classics web store was. He was not on this display.
Yeah.
Freaking out. I spent like a good hour trying to find him. And then he was just in a box in a garage that we never took out. Like,
oh, wow.
And I found him as soon as I walked in the garage. I'm like, that's full of Classics. And I knew it as soon as I walked in there, but I didn't think about that. So that was, I could have done the entire review in that time. But
wow. Because you got your dedicated space, like your orange area. Yeah.
So as a guy, I watch your reviews, especially with your Super 7 stuff, because I'm a sucker for all that too. And one of the reasons I watch them, not only do you do a good review, but Super 7 always comes packed. Their figures always come, the Ultimates always come packed with these one-off items that might have been in one episode. It might be a gun used by Slythe in episode 54, and that's it. And the reason I love that is because usually you'll tell me what that is. So how do you find, I mean, do you know the stuff that well that you pretty much know it all, or do you have to do some research?
Sometimes I will. It just depends. Like there's some instances where like I just plain don't know. And it's like, how much time am I going to spend actually trying to figure out? Like the only one that really comes to mind is the Chitara video, where I could not for the life of me figure out what the little communicator things she came with were. And as soon as I was done and it was all up and over, I'm like, I know where this comes from. And I figured out it's not a communicator at all. It had nothing to do with that. It was completely mislabeled, but I just couldn't remember what it was. So sometimes I will go back. Like if I kind of have an idea of where this takes place, I can quickly figure it out. But some things I just know. But like for like the Super 7, like the Lion-O exclusive, the Frozen one, I had to go back and I was like, I know this takes place in the Ho movie, the Thundercats Ho movie, but when does it take place? And I couldn't remember exactly the weird circumstances around it because it's an incredibly short, like blink and you'll miss it kind of thing. He falls out, he gets frozen, and then Snowman gives him like a shot of whiskey or something. It's not what it is, but he gives him a flask and wakes him up. And it's like, well, do you really remember that? Like it's a really obscure thing that occurs, and it's over before it really starts.
So now that's a brand, Thundercats. You said is your kind of your thing, and you watch those shows over and over. So now you also said that you weren't much of a G.I. Joe guy. So when the G.I. Joe Ultimates come out, you're really going to have to do your research for all that stuff.
I will have to do some. I did, however, watch the cartoon a lot, and that's where the Ultimates come from.
Right.
And it's just like with the reaction figure. So like when I did the Pyramid of Darkness exclusive set, like I had a pretty good idea of what happened in that set, because that set was selling a very specific scene where Shipwreck and Snake Eyes, they get caught when they're trying to break in without having masks on, and they have that little robot and the voice analyzer platform thing that they have to talk into. Like I remember that, but if it was vintage Joes that they were redoing, like they do the Turtles line, I wouldn't remember any of that. But the cartoon, I do. I mean, I watched the cartoon. It's just like I never had the toys. My cousin who lived down the street had everything. I didn't need the toys. I got Turtles. He got the Joes. You guys can play with each other.
That's how the Joes got over your house.
Yeah, maybe. He had so many. Like it was an absurd amount of Joes that my cousin had. It was mind numbing. Like he would pull out a dresser drawer and it was filled to the brim with loose G.I. Joes.
Wow.
Like, your parents love you.
Cullen wanted to know what drew you to the Baron Benz. He's been looking at that. He's been taking a like. He's new to Mezco. Yeah. Anything specific about that one figure that just like it does have a kind of a retro look to it though. The color.
It's got like a Jack Kirby thing going on with it.
Yeah,
it's really what it is, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of what drew me to it.
That is true.
That aesthetic and like the way that they advertised him, and he's like this celestial being and things like that. It's definitely a Jack Kirby thing.
Yeah.
Like his helmet looks like a freaking celestial from Marvel Comics. Like
totally.
I mean, just take it out of context.
Like, literally. Yeah,
like
it really does actually. Yeah. I think there's one of them that it looks just like. Thanks, Dioforge. Thanks.
Yeah, welcome.
Appreciate that and welcome.
Jared, I was going to ask,
who has the better Snake Mountain? Walter wants to know. Got a battle of Snake Mountains over there. That's pretty cool.
I would guess they're pretty similar.
Yeah, they're probably pretty similar, right? Yeah. You've got a Granomere on yours. Mine's up there. So.
So yeah, I was going to ask Jared. Obviously, I think nowadays most of us get our stuff like online, but back in the day, we used to sort of love the hunt. At least a lot of people did, running into the Toys R Us and Targets and Walmarts and stuff. Do you still do any of that and get enjoyment out of it at all, or does it drive you nuts because nothing's on the shelves anymore?
Yeah, I mean, I do some. Like, I kind of have like a routine. Like, I go to the gym, I go to Target on the way. That's about it. Like, I literally hit the same Target every single day.
Okay,
and that's where it kind of starts and stops for me. I don't really go out of my way for it anymore. Yeah, I have pretty good luck sometimes, but I don't.
Well, exactly, if you go every day,
I don't have the time for it. I don't have the time to go all over town anymore.
That's the thing,
right? And do that kind of thing. It's just
and it's just so easy to peruse and point and click nowadays.
The idea of it sounds great, but I'm not. The idea of going around for an hour or two and coming home with nothing sounds infinitely
right.
So.
Right.
Yeah, which is what made me stop doing that, because my local Targets have next to nothing. My Walmart is a ghost town in the toy department.
I don't have a Walmart really close to me, so that
nothing.
Yeah.
So then I got to drive 40 minutes to check out another Target, and I get there and there's nothing there either. And I'm like, I can't do this, man. This is insane. No. It's ridiculous. So I don't care about it. I don't really. If I can't get it online, I'm all right.
There's nothing I absolutely need to go to the store for unless I want to get it right away.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is a thing. Like getting it early is a thing, but I also don't go crazy for it either. If I find it, I find it. If I don't, it's coming.
Right. Curtis, McFarlane DC is your toy hunt line, really?
Well, yeah, those you can find.
Yeah, I can. Those are all over the place.
Yeah. Did you score anything good at PowerCon that you were super excited about?
All I got at PowerCon were the Legions exclusives.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get anything else. I went looking for some stuff, but there were nothing. I broke over.
Yeah.
Plenty of stuff to ooh and ah about, but
it looked incredible, man. It's really become something really big, which is really cool. I'm glad that it's kind of in the center of the country. Definitely going to go next year.
For sure. Yeah, and shout out. I don't know if Mike Casper is still on with us, but he and Brad did a great job of sharing some coverage with everybody.
Yeah,
you could make it. No, it's fun.
This is the other thing: 50% in toy acquisition cost due to gas.
Right?
Yeah, now it's effective, man. Yeah, it's crazy. And I got a hybrid. It's still not.
Nowadays,
viable.
If it can be here in 2 days from Amazon,
exactly.
It's no contest, right?
For real. Well, guys, we're going up on an hour and a half now. I can't believe that. That was quick. And it was great conversation. I appreciate everybody stopping in and the super chats. Thank everybody for the super chats. I did say I was going to have a list of everybody who did the super chats last week. I neglected to do that. Next week, I will thank everybody personally for them, but thank you very much for all those. Jared, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate you being on here. This was fantastic. Love your channel. Love your reviews. Again, I can't imagine anybody here is not already subscribed, but if you're not, let's just go over here and do this. Go over. Where is it? I have it open somewhere. There we go. Go over and subscribe and see that little bell right there? Hit that bell. Hit the bell down here too, so you're notified when we go live on some wacky week, which we have been known to do. But yeah, there you go. Walter says, Jared, son loves your show.
Cool. What's up, Walt?
Smart kid.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe.
No, it's fantastic. Again, if you're not subscribed, get over there and subscribe, because he's got some great reviews, and it's just like straightforward, no nonsense, really in-depth point, just great points. It's just great. He's just great at what he does, and he gets the stuff out really quick too. Like, obviously, if it takes you half an hour, man, he's always got like, you know, him and D and Dorklair are always like one of the first guys to
right on it.
Get the stuff out of there. So it's great. It's usually the first thing I see when I get on every day on YouTube. It's nuts. I always wondered how kids watched, like, years ago. You know, it'd be like, kids don't watch TV, they watch YouTube. I'm like, what are they watching on YouTube? But I know kids would watch people play games, which I thought was insane. I watch YouTube all day long, man. All day long. It's all I watch. It's insane. Scott, thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the $5. It's great. Again, all the super chats, just going to give you guys some more giveaways. We didn't do a giveaway this week. We'll do a giveaway next week. We'll make it a double. We'll do a t-shirt and something else. But Steven, Lord Steven, thank you very much, man, for being on and being a guest host. And thank you for covering for all our lack of MoTU and Thundercats knowledge that that Nate and I do not possess.
Right. And speaking of subscribing, go check out Steven's My Wife's Gonna Kill Me and PoTu.
That's right.
Good stuff.
Yeah, PoTu. Yep. When is
Legions Cast?
And Legions Cast. Of course. How could we forget that on Legions Lounge?
I neglected to mention Legions Cast. When's the next Legions Cast coming on? Do we know?
Hopefully it will be possibly this Thursday.
So. Cool. Yeah, your last one was great. I mean, they're all good, but I really enjoyed the last one a lot. It was fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks. We have fun doing it.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for joining us. Great discussion. Thanks again to Jared and to Steve for helping us co-host. And we will see you. Anything else? Anybody got anything coming up that they want to plug or anything? No? Good. Not plugging anything. All right.
Hopefully,
I got a new video
soon.
Yeah, I got a new video up with the behind the scenes for Mythic Legions shot that I just did, the Bardrick and the Troll shot. If you're into toy photography, if you're curious about how, some tips and tricks and stuff, it's
those videos are
good
awesome.
video.
Cool.
So go check that out, and we'll see you on the next one.
Right on.
Good night, everybody.
Cheers.
Later.
Thank you.